Good afternoon, greetings, and welcome from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando. This is the FHSAA Bowling Championships presented live on Bowl TV. I'm Nate March. Palmer Falgren is seated to my left, and Palmer, it's a very exciting day. It's a day that we crown champions here in the FHSAA bowling tournament.
Yeah, and you can feel the excitement in here with all the chanting and yelling, and the players themselves are really creating a lot of action by their great play.
We are approaching the start of the individual finals for both the boys and the girls, and then we will have the team finals coming up later on this evening around 6 o'clock this evening. But taking a look at the individual bracket, and the consolation finals have just wrapped up, so we do have our matchups set in stone. On the boys' side, we will have John Watkinson from the Bayside Bears against Connor Peepo, and Peepo is from Miami Palmetto, the Panthers. And on the girls' side, Grace Brigham advancing out of the consolation bracket. She is from Circle Christian and All Circle Christian consolation finals, actually. And Shauna Rogers from Oviedo. A matchup of seniors on the girls' side. Rogers came out of the winner's bracket, and she will meet Brigham in the championship round.
Boy, and it's going to be exciting styles that we're going to see. On the boys' side, we have a couple power players, two-handers, and on the girls' side, a couple classic styles, really roll the ball really well, and I expect some high scores here. When we watch them bowl each other, there's a few mistakes that they make, and if they can keep those mistakes down to a minimum, they might be crowned the champion.
Well, Rogers and Watkinson particularly exceptional, the two of them coming out of the winner's bracket side of things. In those consolation finals, it wound up being Brigham against Macy Barber. They are teammates at Circle Christian. And then on the boys' side, Marlon Ruiz, after being beaten by Watkinson over in the championship bracket in the qualifying finals, went the full 3 rounds against Peepo, but ultimately an open frame in the 8th frame of the decisive third match is what ultimately undid Ruiz, and Peepo able to surge on to qualify for this championship round.
Yeah, and he has nothing to hang his head on, even though missing a spare like that. He's going to gain a lot of experience from that, and expect good things out of his game in the future. And the champion, he stayed pretty steady there at the end and threw good shots when he needed it.
Relatively compared to last year, it's a very different final set of the bracket. Last year's state runner-up, junior Isabel Pohl, was beaten by Brigham in the consolation semifinals. That was a very exciting match as well that you and I watched a lot of. Pohl, of course, one of the favorites coming into the season, and Brigham really bowled a tremendous match to defeat her. She
had 3 games, 230 plus. That's pretty hard to beat. That's really rolling the ball really well, threw good shots when she needed it, and nothing against the runner-up last year. She was steady, and what a future she has in bowling. You can tell, well coached.
Once again, we are approaching the individual finals. They will be taking place simultaneously here at Boardwalk Bowl, which is just a fantastic venue for this championship, back here year after year. And we will be bouncing between the two competitions, the boys and the girls. Once again, the championship round here, the contender who came out of the winner's bracket will only need to win best 2 out of 3 once. Out of the consolation side, it will take 2 rounds of victory in order for someone to come out of the consolation bracket. So, really the onus is on Peepo and on Brigham to get off to fast starts.
And we want to, the fatigue factor mentally and physically of bowling all these games, and it's under pressure all the time. A lot of excitement. They have a lot of support with their coaches and teammates, and the fans here really get loud. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how they hold up. If you come out of that consolation, you got to bowl a lot of games.
Yeah, there is no break. To be clear, the consolation round, the consolation finals just wrapped up. particularly specifically on the boys' side. Pipo just finished off his match against Ruiz, and now he and Watkinson are lining up to begin their warm-up round right now in front of us. And warm-up's getting underway for Rogers as well as for Grace Brigham as well.
We're going to see John here has been sitting here a long time watching the matches, and it'll be interesting to see if the rest helped him and or the momentum of Piho coming in, because he just got done maybe just 5 minutes ago.
My broadcast partner, Palmer Fahlgren, former head coach for Team USA Bowling. And Palmer, I guess, how do you weigh that, the potential fatigue factor for Pipo having to come through versus Watkinson? Is there a concern of kind of going cold after a really fairly dominant win in his previous matchup against Ruiz?
I think so. I think when you're sitting for that long, it's important that you get together with the player and make sure that they warm up at really a kind of a slow pace, just like he's getting going here without a lot of power, because he's got to get his rhythm back. He was really dead on when he finished, and we're going to see if he can bring that momentum into the final. So yes, there's a factor there, and we'll see how he handles it.
So once again, the 5-minute warm-up period is underway. The rights to today's broadcast on Bowl TV in the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships, they've been granted by the FHSAA to Bowl TV by the Florida High School Athletic Association, intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited. Once again, Nate March and Palmer Fahlgren here with you from Boardwalk Bowl in Orlando. And Palmer, what sort of atmosphere, how does it play into it going from, in all the earlier rounds, you have lanes all around you that are active, throughout the day. Now it's really the spotlight round. It's just the finalists, set to go. Where does that play in mentally?
Well, we're going to say that every player is a little bit different, and I used to enjoy that type of atmosphere where it was just you and all the pressure was on you. It brings your focus more narrow. It definitely will show on your mental game of how you can handle the pressure in making shots, because a lot of these matches are going to come down to the 9th and 10th frame, and even though you have to win 2 games, it's always important to get that first win under your belt to put the pressure on the other player.
And it was 2-0 victories in the championship round. So again, Watkinson and Rogers, have had quite the layoff while waiting, for their opponents to come through the finals. But Watkinson has looked sharp in his warm-up bracket.
In bowling, it's just you, the ball, and the pins. But behind every student athlete is a supportive family.
My dad drives me pretty much every week, and my mom pays for the majority of my tournaments. And my grandparents, they're there for moral support.
With family in your corner,
to win a championship,
anything is possible. It's not about makes or misses.
Solomon Solomon makes history today.
It's not about trophies or fame.
How about this young man?
It's about the people you meet and the memories you make.
I think the social aspect of it is really what it means for me to be a bowler. That sense of community that you get with other people that you bowl with.
And it's a wonderful thing about the sport. It brings you close to people beyond just kind of the bowling itself, and I would have never expected that.
Welcome back to the FHSAA Bowling Championships, 2019 championship round. Individuals getting set to get going. You are looking live at John Watkinson and Connor Pipo warming up for the boys championship round. Over to their right is where Shauna Rogers and Grace Brigham are preparing for their championship. And Palmer, they are nearing the end here. For Watkinson, we were discussing before the commercial break, the importance of finding a rhythm again after the lengthy layoff. We did notice that he watched the consolation finals extensively. It didn't seem like Rogers was as engaged, watching to see who she would take on. have you found that there's a preference there one way or another for players, or does everyone have their own mindset on that?
Oh, there's definitely a preference. Some people don't want to see anything, and they just want to go up there and make a good shot and see what the outcome is, while others, they're grinding it out and they want to know everything and see how the ball reacts. And that's what they're doing right now in the last part of this warm-up here. They've shot some spares. They've changed bowling balls to see the different types of roll that the lane's given them, and they're adjusting right now. I can see that they're having a little trouble with the back portion of the lane isn't quite breaking as hard as it was on some of the conditions. So they're making that adjustment right now, and I expect them to be all lined up right when they start here.
Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, and yourself. Sportsmanship is respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. This message provided by Bowl TV and the FHSAA. And bowling, one of those sports that really does lend itself to being a tremendous sportsmanship sport. We've seen throughout the 2 days here at Boardwalk Bowl, competitors frequent high fives, handshakes. It's a sport that really lends itself to a camaraderie with your competition.
And it's genuine, too. You can tell when they come back and somebody throws a great shot or gets a lucky break or whatever it is, they come back with just all the admiration for the other player because they know how tough it is. And when you're bowling in a championship for the state, that's something to be said for these players.
To give you more of a sense of the venue, if you have never been to this tremendous event, and certainly I would encourage you, if you ever have the chance, to attend this competition in subsequent years. Boardwalk Bowl, it's a 80-lane venue, so fair to say potentially this is going to be one of the larger venues that they play in this year as well.
Yeah, this is a tournament type of house. When you have 80 lanes, you can really put some special events on it here, as well as this one.
Peepo appears to have wrapped up his warm-up round. Watkinson gets his last ball down the lane. Rogers and Brigham wrapping up their round as well. Once again, later on this evening, and there's the buzzer that practice rounds have concluded. Later on this evening, we will have the boys and girls team finals in the Baker bracket. We will see if Coral Springs able to repeat their championship on the girls' side of things. And it looks like we have a good chance to have a new boys champion after Oviedo's championship last year on the boys' side after so many years of dominating the girls' competition. And the Oviedo girls are back this year. They are in the championship round finals of that bracket. 4 teams remaining on each side. But right now it is about the individuals. And so once again our matchup, Connor Peepo out of Miami Palmetto against John Watkinson, who came out of the championship bracket, and he is from the Bayside High Bears. And on the girls' side, Circle Christian's Grace Brigham coming out of the consolation bracket to face Oviedo's Shauna Rogers.
Well, Nate, to set this matchup a little bit over here on the boys' side, we have a big, powerful guy in Watkins, and he's going to, when he hits the pocket, he's going to have a greater carrying percentage that we have. He's going to have a chance to get more strikes when he hits the pocket. And we're going to see Peepo, who's we would call him a roller more than a cranker in his two-handed style, is going to go more for an arcing type of ball down the lane. So he's got to be a little bit more accurate in his throw. So it's nice to see the contrasting styles and how they deal with it.
As we saw, they will be competing over here on lanes 61 and 62, and both, really seem to be, having some struggles as the warm-up round went along of getting their feel for these lanes.
They sure did. That'd be interesting to see how they start the matchup, because that usually tells you a lot about their ball reaction and how they're going to adjust to it.
Watkinson to start us off. And we are underway.
There you go. That's what you were noticing in the practice, where that ball will go down there and it starts hooking, then it has a little wiggle, we call it, in the back end, and it kind of stops. Now, John, I've seen him make the adjustment by throwing a little harder and straighter from that angle, and we'll see how the match goes, but I think that's going to be a key for him, is to start that ball up at the pocket, not go around so much.
Second ball for Watkinson here. and picks it up.
Little nerves there, but he still got it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was not the cleanest pickup to begin, but that's what you're going to see getting this championship round underway. And now Pipo approaches for his first ball, and he actually dropped the first set in the consolation finals.
Yeah, he made a good comeback, though. He made the adjustment. I think he got together with his coaches. There's that soft thing, and as that ball gets down to the back end, they're going to make the adjustment. They're both right now playing in the same section of the lane. And in earlier matches on the other side of the building here, that ball would have hooked back. And down here, the ball settles a little bit, and they can't go as wide. They have to get a little bit more of a direct line with that heavy roll that they get. Oh, we got a shot at it here. Oh,
not quite able to pick it up. Leaves the first frame open. So some frustration in the first frame for each competitor, but Watkinson with the better outcome of the two.
Yeah, getting their feet on the ground right now. You know, your heart's pumping, and you just got to settle down, settle into it, get your rhythm back.
It's now frame 2 of the first set for Pipo.
Interesting to see the adjustment he makes off that last shot. See if he goes a little straighter up the lane. Well, we went around it even more. Whoa!
Gets a good fall at the end to wind up with a 9.
He hit up the headpin. My coach used to tell me, you got to hit the closest one to you first or you can't get him.
Let's see, after leaving the first frame open, if Pipo can pick it up here. Indeed.
They switch balls there to a straighter ball, but that's one of the things that we're going to see here is the coaching to see if they need to switch balls to what we call surface to get the ball into a roll a little bit quicker.
Chance for Watkinson to take a good early advantage over Pipo, and again, Watkinson came out of the winner's bracket, so he has the potential to clinch the championship here in the first match.
Watch this ball if it hits the pocket. It moves some pins out of here now. Holy mackerel, look at that.
Puts the power behind it.
That is some power. In all sports, you get people that can generate some power and still be consistent and accurate in any sport. They're hard to beat.
Watkinson, after the strike over on lane 62, shifts to the left lane.
He went light here last time, so we're going to see if he makes the adjustment to get that ball going up towards the pocket a little straighter like he did on 62. That looks like it right there.
He gets that last pin, back-to-back strikes, and Watkinson seizes a commanding early advantage over Pipo.
Yeah, we said when he hits the pocket, he's going to move some pins out. So we got to get a little bit more accuracy on Pipo's side to move the needle here.
Pipo on the right lane.
There you go.
There's the shot he needed. Now he needs to find that touch on the left side.
Looks like he made a ball change. If you notice the players wiping it off, that's a pad that they use to wipe the oil off their ball for consistency. Oh, he made the right adjustment there. What a great shot.
Well, we saw how adeptly he was able to make adjustments during that consolation finals match because after a very shaky first set, he came back and really had resounding success in sets 2 and 3.
And that's what sports are all about. It's making the right adjustment, making the comeback.
Watkinson coming off consecutive strikes, and he has registered marks in each of the first 3 frames.
Yeah, very nice shot.
So
looks like nothing bothers him, Nate. He just throws that ball in there and says, "Up, next frame."
That was about as casual of a turkey as you're going to record.
Right, yeah. He's got the excitement behind him, though. These people are enjoying every minute of it.
The atmosphere fantastic, and it'll be even rowdier for the team final coming up later.
If we're watching John's shot here, he's bowling on a lane condition that's been oiled 42 feet. And he's using a urethane ball so he can control that big power so it doesn't get away from him. There's those pins moving again. That's right.
It's so much violent movement when he hits the pocket.
The head pin came to the sideboard and just went over and crushed that 10 pin out of there. Now we see People's not going to get intimidated, and we'll see how he reacts here.
Okay, I'm on your open up, keep opening, following.
Here's Peepo.
Oh boy. A little bit lost on that right-hand lane. That ball is just not coming back early enough. The ball is what we call skids too far down the lane and doesn't have time to recover. You can make the adjustment physically, or you can switch balls on that lane and get something to come up a little bit quicker.
But really important not to say that Hayes in the barn on this first set. He's in a really bad spot. How important is it now perhaps to experiment with some things and, just find something that works here in this first set to give yourself a chance of 2 and 3.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if you bowl a 102 game here. It's all about getting ready for the next 2 games and getting adjusted.
All right, go over to the girls for me.
Peepo leaves a second frame open, so we shift our attention over to the girls' side where Shauna Rogers and Grace Brigham are 4 sets in, and Rogers with a pair of spares and a pair of strikes, and Brigham with the same outcomes but not in the same order. A strike on frame 1, back-to-back spares, and then a strike on the 4th frame. And this is Rogers from Oviedo getting ready, and she is in search of a turkey here.
She's got a 9-pin lead. You're going to watch a girl with a lot of power and a good stroke. Increases to 19. 19 pins early in the 5th frame.
Cleaned them all out. Brigham, who is part of a sister duo for Circle Christian, her younger sister, an 8th grader on the varsity team. The elder Brigham here looking to hang in this first set.
You watch her bowl all the matches. She's been real consistent all the way through.
She's got those long arms. It's a really strong finish there to deliver the strike.
Yeah, and she's taken advantage of that. She's been coached real well also. She's got that swing in the right position. It comes through inside, as we say it, and online. Real accurate with a real heavy roll.
Brigham on the left lane.
If anything she misses, it's sometimes off her hand, and that was the case right there. Easy spare. She's only going to be 10 pins down here, and there's a few frames left, so it's going to come down to the 9th and 10th frame of this game.
We're in the first game of this championship round, and Brigham does pick up the spare.
Now, as a player, when you have another player that gets a spare like that, this is the time you really want to try to put it away. You get 3 in a row. If you can throw another couple strikes here, you really put the other player behind. And it's not so much that the other player needs to experiment, because she looks like she's pretty lined up. It's just a matter of they're both playing the lanes the same. It's all about good shot making, one right after another.
Rogers on the right lane. Now winds up with the 10 pin out there still.
Yeah, like she said, she just did get right up through that ball. It was a good shot, though. She throws that ball with a lot of ball speed, so she's got to get that ball into the roll just a little quicker to snap that 10 pin out of there.
Rogers going for the pickup on the right lane.
Should be automatic, 10 pins. Now, when you're coaching the players, they work on these things often. Good shot, automatic.
Well, these are the best of the best, our individual championship contenders. So Rogers picks up the spare in the 6th frame, and now we'll shift over to the left lane for the 7th. lot of focus there.
Yeah, Shauna likes to take her time. She likes to come back, walk slow back up there, in control. Really good balance shot there.
Cleans them out. And Rogers in really good shape through 7 frames in the first game.
That's called a trip to 2. When you see that in slow motion, the pin comes off the sideboard and just wipes him out.
Grace Brigham looking to answer.
There's a focused look right there.
Got them all.
Beautiful shot. The players and the styles of these girls, they're using the outside part of that lane where there's a less lane conditioner. The ball starts rolling up quicker, and they can get the angle on the pins and carry the pins that way. If they were to play a little bit farther to the left, there's a little bit too much lane conditioner on the inside of the lanes. They're just playing it just perfectly.
Bring them on the left lane. Back-to-back strikes.
She did not like that. She lost it off her hand. She's smiling. That's great.
Back-to-back big strikes for Brigham, keeping the pressure on Rogers.
One pin.
Rogers with her 8th and 9th frame here. Using the air.
Right now she's 1 pin down. With a strike there, she'll go up by 9 going into that frame. Leaves a 4 pin, a little bit high. She's going to need to make this spare and set the 10th frame up. Because the match could get it away from her if she doesn't strike in the 9th.
Again, Rogers, real deliberate. On its way.
We watched her bowls in the matches earlier, and she has kept the same pace throughout. She doesn't get rattled. She doesn't get too fast or slow. Comes back for advice to the coach. Goes about her business real professional.
Back up now to the left lane. Rogers' ball on its way. And she cleans them all out.
Right over the 7th board. That was just a perfect shot. That looks like her target right there, right between 6, 7, 8th board.
First game wrapping up over on the boys' side, where John Watkinson with a really impressive round. Connor Pipo seeming to find his touch too little too late for this first game, but he does have a pair of strikes on the board in the 10th frame and looking to strike out here after leaving 4 frames open over the first 9.
Yeah, and that you said he was experimenting there. He's trying to get lined up. He knows that he's losing the game by 100 pin, so it's time to experiment because this is just wins and losses. It's not total score.
Pipo does strike out the 10th frame, so it does seem like he found some touch to carry into that second game.
Big John here, I think, is you can tell he doesn't get rattled. He's just going to go about his business. He's pretty lined up right now.
Watkinson rattled off 7 consecutive strikes from frames 2 through 8.
You know what it looks like here in the 10th frame? He's not going to do anything different. He's staying right with where he got him there. He's not going to experiment with another ball. He's going to try to stay right in his wheelhouse there because he's got it locked in pretty good right now. Cross lane at the 10 pin. See how John shoots his 10 pin. If you watch a two-handed style here, shooting a 10 pin, he's still going to use the two-handed. He's not going to switch to something different. He's going to be real accurate here.
Watkinson finishing up the spare.
Excellent shot. Good shot.
Pipo wound up with 168 for his first game.
With 6 strikes.
Again, all those open frames just plaguing him over the first 9 frames. And it started right away on the first frame.
You can see 6 strikes is pretty good in a game. You need to get upwards of around 8 strikes. And that's what we have with the other player. Let's see how many he threw. He had 7 strikes and still won the game by 90 pins. So you can tell putting them together and keeping the frames from opening makes a big difference.
John Watkinson, 256 to 168 in the first game. Over on the girls' side, Shauna Rogers is in her 10th frame. Grace Brigham has wrapped up her game at 215.
She needed a good count on that first ball, or a spare and a good count to win the game, but she went up and threw a strike to wrap the match. Not the match, but the game.
And Rogers had a strike in the 9th frame, back-to-back strikes here in the 10th, and is going to wind up taking game 1 over Grace Brigham. And so before the boys get back underway, we'll step aside for a commercial break here on Bowl TV.
It's not about makes or misses.
Solomon Solomon makes history today.
It's not about trophies or fame.
How about this young man?
It's about the people you meet and the memories you make.
I think the social aspect of it is really what it means for me to be a bowler. That sense of community that you get with other people that you bowl with.
And it's a wonderful thing about the sport. It brings you close to people beyond just kind of the bowling itself, and I would have never expected that.
Welcome back to Bowl TV's live presentation of the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championship. Game 1 is finished with the championship round winner winning in both the boys and girls side, as Shauna Rogers a 237-215 win over Grace Brigham, which brings us back to the boys side, where John Watkinson recorded a 256-168 win in the first game and now can clinch the state championship if he can win one of these next 2. Potentially can clinch the state championship here in this second game.
Yeah, so right now advantage John, who's pretty lined up and pretty cool, but we've seen that Pipo come back here before, and he threw 3 strikes at the end of the game and started out with a perfect strike.
Strike in frame 1 for both boys contenders, and Watkinson in his second frame, a first ball 8.
Really the first opening that we've seen him back, so he's got an opportunity here to get back on top of John here. Going cross lane to 4-8. Danger here is to chop that front pin off the 8 pin there. Going wide. It's
able to bring it back and seal off the spare.
Yeah.
Once again, Watkinson and Rogers each can clinch a state championship with a win in the second game.
This is a key shot early in the match right here.
Pipo now has recorded 5 straight strikes going back to the 10th frame of the first game.
Plus 10 early. It's important to get into a lead here and keep it.
You can tell how much feel is important for him, as it is important for all competitors, of course, but Watkinson can compensate some with that power. Pipo really needs to find his place.
He does. And you can tell he is a field player. Oh, he made a good shot there. He's got it back there. The lanes aren't as forgiving as some of the other matches that we've seen, so they're trying their hardest to keep that ball on the line, keep it in the pocket. Cross lane at the square, perfect shot at the 4-pin.
Today's game in the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championship is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. Here's Watkinson on the right lane. Clears them out.
There you go. We're starting to see a little bit of transition in this pair lane from 61 and 62. And what I mean by that is the lane condition is moving a little bit farther down the lane with each ball being thrown. His urethane ball is carrying oil down the lane. And what happens is the ball stops finishing the stall. And when that happens, you start seeing the players leaving 10 pins, leaving 4 pins, leaving 7 pins.
On the left lane, Watkinson has it back.
Very good shot, very good shot. With that much power and that much accuracy, that's what happens to those pins. They go out of there like 2 pins.
Make sure to follow the 2019 Florida High School Bowling State Championships on social media by searching for FHSAA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Here's Pipo on the right side.
Well, he liked that shot. Like I said, that lane conditioner gets pushed down the lane. It's hard to get those corners out.
Leaves the 10 pin out there. Should be an easy pickup for him.
An important square early, though. You don't want to open up the door here. And he makes it.
Knocked it down easy as can be. Now bounces back over to the left lane. Let's shift our attention back to the girls' side, where Grace Brigham and Shauna Rogers each have 3 marks to begin their match. Rogers about to shoot her 4th frame on the left lane.
Yeah, the match is all even. Rogers is up here, could get an early lead. I don't think Brigham's going to go anywhere, though. I think she's going to be real tough on this game. So Rogers got to bowl a good game here.
Rogers went way outside and brings it back to the pocket for the strike.
She's got all splash. She knew it, too.
Teetered on the edge.
Yeah. That's what we call a house shot. They give you the forgiving boards. There's no out of bounds there to the right. Once you go in the gutter, then you're out of bounds.
Here's Brigham.
He pulled that ball a little bit. Yep. No mistake left off her hand.
Yeah, you can see it the whole way down the lane. That thing had a left-hand bear.
She rotated her hand just a little bit earlier, then just lost it off her hand and couldn't recover. And you're going to make a mistake on this type of condition. You want to do what Rogers just did. You miss to the right and the ball recovers back.
Brigham completes the spare on the right lane. Gets some advice here from her coach. On the left lane, Grace Brigham in her 5th frame.
There she goes. She got that ball out to the right. That was a great shot. Good adjustment, good coaching, and good execution.
So now Rogers will shoot her 5th and 6th frames.
Grace has a possible 260. And if Rogers strikes out, it's 280. So there's still a lot of room for either player.
Rogers that big backswing and gets the power.
You know what happens to a player on this left lane last time? She threw that ball, like you said, and it teetered down the gutter. She just realized that she had all that room out there, and that loosens her swing up, and she's just firing on all cylinders. Sometimes it takes a mistake to really get the loose, to really get to see that lane is giving me all that room. I'm taking it.
So Rogers now for her 6th frame.
See if she goes out there again, huh? There you go.
She is really pumped up. That's about as much emotion as we've seen that simple, fist jab.
She's feeling it, that's for sure. Don't count this high school champion out right here.
Grace Brigham steps up after a strike on her last ball. This is her 6th frame. the second game.
Much better shot.
Really tight match. Rogers has recorded 4 consecutive strikes, however. So Brigham could use another here to keep the pressure on.
He's down by 23.
Going to be a tough hole for Brigham to get out of here. Here's 7th frame. And leaves it open.
35 pins down.
Well, now Rogers with 3 frames to go. Really can make her way toward the potential championship. We look over to the boys' side where John Watkinson trying to pick up a second consecutive spare.
He's 10 pins ahead after 7 frames. With Pico's got to strike up, so he's got a leg up, so to speak. If he can strike the next ball, he can take the lead. So John Watkinson definitely still needs to throw that ball close to strikes to the rest of this team to try to get the championship.
Watkinson in his 8th frame of the second game, a dominant first game, 256 to 168.
He knows it too. That last ball he pulled a little bit. The pressure's getting to him a little bit. Expect a good shot on this one though.
Cleans him out on the left lane in frame 8.
Talking about emotion, we just got some from Donnie over here.
Pico for his 8th frame.
Big shot right there. Big shot. Get right back in the match. Get it back to even. Ball's got to flip over.
Big strike for Pico.
Here we go. Down to the 9th and 10th.
That's what you want to see at this level.
Absolutely. You want the ball in your hand or you want to be sitting on the bench? Well, these guys want their ball and girls want their ball in hand.
Pico's 9th frame.
Biggest shot of the match right here. Oh, he got
Answers
away
the
with it.
bell.
He got it. He got that ball a little wide, that ball overhooked, and he chipped the 4 out of there.
Watkinson up for his 9th frame. Staring down a turkey from Pico.
Bowling's such a great game. It's always exciting coming down to the 9th and 10th of these matches. And here's one right here. Well, he pulled that ball a little bit. Oh, solid.
9 for Watkinson.
Oh, my. All you can do is just grab the ball back off the rack and knock it over and go again. You'd ask why that ball didn't carry the 8 pin. The ball had so much power, he chopped the 5 right off the 8. Now he's 10 down, going into the 10th.
Picks up the spare, but some clear frustration for John Watkinson as Connor Pico has a chance here to force a 3rd game in this first match of the championship round.
Setting up the 10th frame here. If John can get a mark in the 10th and with a good count, he's going to force Pico to get a mark to win the game. If he would happen to throw 3 strikes in the 10th, he would force Pico to throw a strike in the 10th. Solid 10.
Watkinson, another 9.
Very important. Pick the spare up.
Well, over on the girls' side, Shauna Rogers close to closing out a championship. She is in her 10th frame. And Grace Brigham left frame 7 and 8 open, failing to capitalize on Rogers leaving the 7th open.
She just needs a good count on the first ball and she's got it. She will playing that in.
Shauna Rogers, the girls FHSAA 2019 state champion.
She's still staying to her routine. She's not even showing it. She's staying to her routine.
She has 2 more balls here for what amounts to a victory lap.
That's great. I'd be taking it now.
Rogers sends it down. It's 9.
That's a 7 pins. Great execution. Great game. 235 with the spare. That's what we mentioned earlier. You shoot 230 games, they're hard to beat.
Rogers' last ball of the tournament. A senior from Oviedo, a state champion. She has controlled her emotions throughout.
There'll be some people jumping on her here in just a minute. Congratulating her.
On the boys' side, a 3rd game has already been guaranteed. Rogers high-fives her coach. And Brigham will finish out. Rogers, a tremendous performance. Winning back-to-back games here to secure the championship. Brigham grabs a strike to begin her 10th frame.
Showing a lot of poise. They're going up there and throwing a good shot like that. Congratulating the other players.
The second match over, or rather second game over on the boys' side went 226 to 206 in favor of Connor Peepo. So they will have a 3rd game in this match, and Peepo will need to win to force another 2 out of 3. 7 for Brigham. And this will be the last ball of her high school career. Wraps up the girls' competition as Brigham clears out the 3. Connor Peepo with 8 on his first ball of this 3rd game. Here, the loud ovation, a resounding ovation for Shauna Rogers.
Did we start on the wrong lane?
Yeah, Peepo picks up the spare, knocking out those last 2.
We're going to have an exciting match here to the end.
So once again, the girls' championship is over. We can focus on the boys' side now. John Watkinson won the first game, 256-168. Peepo, 226-206 in the second game. Now, Watkinson just kind of went straight on there.
Yeah. When we were off camera in the 10th frame, he did miss his 10-pin in the 10th frame, which it ended up not costing him the match. But he might be getting just a little bit rattled here, coming down the stretch here. Again, he can win this thing even if he loses this game.
True. Even if Peepo wins, Peepo needs to win to force another best 2 out of 3 match.
Exactly. Excellent shot there.
A tricky spare, Watkinson able to pick it up. For the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including the up-to-date brackets in the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships, visit FHSAA.org, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. That's www.fhsaa.org. And the bracket is final over on the girls' side. Shauna Rogers, a state champion in her senior season, defeating Grace Brigham. And so now on the boys' side, Watkinson to the left lane.
Stay down with it here. Well, there's what we mentioned last game, that oil's starting to carry down and his ball's not quite making the move that it was earlier. this is where experience comes in and coaching. It's what's the right move to make right now, especially you got another chance at this if you lose a game, or do you make the adjustment now and try to win this game?
Leaves the frame open, as you would expect after that tough lie to begin on the first ball.
People, early 13-pin lead going into the second frame. Got to win this game.
Pipo's second frame on the right lane.
Oh, he
cleans them all out.
With confidence, he threw that ball. If you notice the difference in these two players, if you're watching here, you watch how Pipo stays down and threw the ball, and what's happening to John right now, he's sped up a little bit, and he's starting to pull down from the top, and it's affecting his shot making and his roll on the ball. We'll see if he can make that change to stay down.
Well, Pipo reminiscent of his consolation round final match after dropping the first game. He has made the adjustment and now performing very strong as he sends his third frame ball down. And picks up another strike.
He did. He stayed right with that ball. Stayed down and through. As you had mentioned in the first game, when do I start experimenting? And it's a little too soon for him to do that. I think he needs to make better shots. Keep its rhythm. Down and through. Oh, he made an adjustment on the lane. He moved left.
Still only winds up with the 8.
It's okay. We can see that he's thinking through this thing. He just made an adjustment about 3 or 4 boards to the left and caught a little bit more oil, and the ball didn't quite finish in that spot, so he's trying to get zoned back in here and lined back in. Tough spare, 2-8. There you go.
Got
Good
him.
shot.
So Watkinson picks up the spare in the third frame, but he left the second frame open. He'll move over to the left lane, taking some coaching here. And with Pipo riding 3 consecutive marks, including back-to-back strikes, it is a commanding early advantage for the consolation bracket winner.
We're switching balls. This is the adjustment that I thought he could make, and let's see what happens here. This ball's going to probably pick up a little bit earlier, a little stronger ball. Use your strength and use the strength of that ball. There you go. Good adjustment.
Got the strike in frame 4. Pipo now for his 4th frame.
Whoa, we got through that ball. Whoa, good shot.
Got 9. So Pipo trying to win this first match of the championship round and force a decisive second one. And he does pick up the spare here in his 4th frame.
Pipo's playing that lane, and what that lane is giving him, he's taking advantage of it. It's all strikes and 9s from here on out, and keep the pressure right back on him. Don't give him any opening at all here.
Pipo's 5th frame.
Another
cleans him out.
All right, this is the key shot of this match. He's already made the adjustment. He changed balls. Now he needs to make a good shot and keep it going.
Watkinson over to the right side. Nope.
Just a little too far to the left. He's going to have to make a little adjustment on the approach to get back to the right a little bit. When he moved to the left, which that was the right move to make with that stronger ball, Just might a little overmove there.
Second straight time over on this right lane. And he's wound up with this outcome. In the third frame, he was able to pick up the spare. And he gets it again here.
Yeah. This is where bowling IQ comes in, and these players have it. You can tell they know how to adjust. They're not fearful of doing it, and they do it at the right time. Sometimes it works out. Most of the time, it works out. He's also switching balls again because he's searching right now. This is a different ball yet. More powerful, more hook.
Only got 6.
Although he's not out of this match, he's definitely into the I'm going to get lined up and get ready to bowl this last match mode. You never know what can happen by the end of this game. If he gets it and strikes out, then he's right back in this thing.
Leaves the frame open, and now Pipo, barring a disaster, is going to wind up forcing a decisive decisive second match in this championship round.
Boy, it sure looks that way. You got one player that's lost right now, and the other one's real consistent with his role. This is time to bury your opponent is right here. There you go.
Indeed. Pipo sticks all 10.
It's unlikely. It's 40 pins here.
This is the 7th frame for Pipo. Got 9. Yeah. Doesn't need to take any chances here.
No. He's going at a 2:18 pace. And Watkinson's going at a 172 pace. So he's got 46 pin lead with 4 frames left for Watkinson's and 3 frames left for Pipo.
Watkinson up for his 7th and 8th.
And what John's used to is using this powerful ball with his power and used to seeing it hook back. But when there's oil on the back end, it doesn't do that. He's going to have to square this up a little bit and almost bowl like he was bowling with his straighter ball right here. And that's what he did. See what it does. And it overrolled.
He is really struggling to find it right now.
Yeah.
Feels as if he's going to every ball on the rack.
Yeah. There you go. A little frustration there and made it.
Well, he can't lose his focus here, or if he does, he will need to refocus quickly as they will move right along to a decisive match following this third game.
I'd like to see him use his power here. Move to the left where you're not getting it to hook, but throw it out towards the gutter where the dryer boards and just coast to coast this hook. He's got it in him. There you go.
Does just that.
Just that. Just move in and throw it right. He'll get it. That's his wheelhouse, so to speak. When you're big and powerful like that, you like a powerful ball in your hand and let me use my power.
Pipo's 8th and 9th frames.
Pulled that ball left a little bit. It got away with it.
Able to pick up the strike.
This is going to be a classic match here coming up. If he doesn't pull this one out here, we're going to have the real consistent, smooth stroker against maximum power coming up. Not to say that Pipo's not powerful, because he's pretty powerful himself.
Pipo's 9th frame. Got 9.
Yep. That's all he's looking for. That with the ball and the angle and what he's using, it's not going to be a high percentage strike, but it's going to be in play every ball. Pretty much wraps it up if he can make this spare here.
Which he does.
Yeah. Now, Watkinson needs to strike out in the 10th, or 9th and 10th here for 202. And then it would take a little bit of a disaster in the 10th frame, so to speak, to lose the game for Pipo. Stranger things have happened.
Watkinson up for his 9th frame on the right lane.
See if he goes left and just powers it down to the right. Now if it recovers, that's the key. And it does, you bet.
Grabs the strike in the 9th frame. Moves over to the left lane now. Back-to-back strikes for the first time in this third game. He reeled off 7 in a row in the first game, which he won 256-226. Or rather, 168, rather. 226-206 was Pipo's score to win the second game.
Oh.
And a tough split here in
Nate,
frame
that's
10.
unusual right there. That ball was well thrown.
Yeah.
7-10. Oh, my gosh. Well, all you can do is get one, and he's going to get ready for the next match. Now, do we go right into this next match here?
It'll be a very, very, very short break in between.
Gotcha. So they're lined up.
There is really not a step away and reset opportunity in this tournament.
I gotcha.
Grant, Pipo hasn't had one all morning as he's had to play through the consolation bracket to get here.
Pulled that ball left, going to go light again. There you go.
Pipo begins the 10th frame with a strike, and he is on his way potentially to his best game so far in the championship round.
Well, we're seeing what we see a lot in bowling today with these bowling balls is the lanes have gone through a transition where they have been so consistently down the lane in one spot of the lane that the lane conditioner is not drying up, but it's moving. It's moving down the lane, down into the middle part of the lane, down into the back end of the lane. So what we call this a wet-dry condition. It's real wet in the middle and real dry to the right.
.630 overall series for Watkinson. And we have a bit of a technical difficulty here as the arm has remained down and has not placed the pins back on lane 62. So while they sort that out with people already having assured himself a victory here, we will step aside for a short break. You're watching the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championship on Bowl TV.
Hard and straight. Oh, that's real bad. That's unfortunate. He's got to start striking. She is not lined in right now. Well, that was more direct. There she goes.
That's better. Things have changed dramatically.
From being lost, being right in command.
For the championship.
Could not have thrown it better.
Down by as many as 51 pins. She rallies and wins. Can he keep this roll going? You bet.
Welcome back to the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships on Bowl TV. Connor Pipo with his second strike of the 10th frame, and he has already clinched victory here in this third game and first match of the championship round. And so the entire spotlight will be on the boys as they go to a decisive match in the championship round. Pipo closes out his last ball with a 7. And so this third game goes 225 to 168. Pipo over Watkinson, and well, the match trended in completely opposite directions. Pipo started with a 168. Watkinson finished with a 168 in the third game. So Pipo, with a 2-1 victory in the first match, will go to a decisive final match, best 2 out of 3, when we return from this break on Bowl TV.
Class for Jose, and now big 9-frame shot. Get out of there.
Look at that. Great shot there by Josie.
Got to jump on this opportunity. Looking for 3 in a row for the Midwest team. Bang, there it is.
Avoid the gutter ball and you got yourself a major. And it stays that way.
Have your knees flexed and bent. Support that kind of grip pressure with that kind of sharp edge to it.
Greatest performance in the history of the Masters right here from the youngest kid ever.
Shannon going to keep pace here. And she will. 7-frame strike.
The Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships possible. Team IP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, fueling the future. Main Light Events, the official photo company of the FHAA. Ball4, the official supplier of championship rings for the FHSAA. Spectrum, the official cable partner of the FHSAA. Max Preps, official scores and statistics of the FHSAA. GoFan, official online ticket provider of the FHSAA. The NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA. Wilson, and the Bowling Centers of Florida. I'm Nate March. Palmer Falgren is with me. You're watching Bowl TV, and we are heading to a decisive third match, or rather, I keep slipping this up, a decisive match after a 3-game match went to Connor Pipo in the first match of the championship round. The girls' championship is already over. Shauna Rogers sweeping her way through the championship bracket unblemished and defeating Grace Brigham 2-0 to secure the championship, 237-215 and 235-191. On the boys' side, Connor Pipo defeating John Watkinson. Watkinson, after that strong start at 256-168 victory in the first game, Pipo adjusted, bowled almost identical games in his second and third, 226 and 225, bettering Watkinson's 206 and 168.
Yeah, when that scoring environment isn't as high as it was, Pipo made the right move by being real consistent and getting strike and 9 every shot, and kept the pressure on. The lane disappeared a little bit on Watkinson, and that was the difference in the match. Now, I can see that I think we're going to come over to a different pair of lanes here on 63 and 64 next to 61 and 2. They have their names up there right now. And what's going to be interesting, that all that we talked about with the lane transition could happen again on this pair, but it's not going to happen until later on in the match. So we'll see who makes the adjustment first on the new pair of lanes.
Total pinfall actually favored Watkinson, 630 to 619 in that first match. But once again, as we saw, Watkinson sort of lost his feel as the match went along, and Pipo, once he found his touch, was just very consistent and very steady. It was almost like the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady, won the race for Pipo.
That's match play for you. You can go along in a 42-game tournament, and you can have the highest average and be number one that way in a tournament. But then these match play tournaments, it's what can you do strategy-wise and win your matches and grind away at it. And great job to Pipo on doing that so far.
Watkinson getting ready to transition his balls over to the new pair of lanes. It does look like we'll be moving to 63 and 64 here at Boardwalk Bowl. Once again, a huge thank you to Boardwalk Bowl for being such a tremendous host, both for the competitors and for our Bowl TV broadcast. We have a tremendous vantage point here, and what promises to be a very thrilling final match between Peepo and Watkinson.
I'm not real familiar with 63 and 64 in this bowling center, as I would be if I was a competitor and I bowled all the time. However, what should happen here is there's going to be more break in the back end of the lane, and they're going to be able to get that ball to come back and hook sharper on this pair of lanes because it's a fresh lane condition. Now, as they bowl, Watkins is using a urethane ball, and he carries the oil down a little bit quicker than other types of bowling balls, but it looks like they're just going to start right into the match right here without any warm-ups.
There
you go. That was a very good shot. Good ball recovery.
No trouble at all picking up the strike even without the warm-up on the new lane.
Well, they have a lot of experience. They bowl on these house shots when they're fresh like this. They know right where to stand, right where to look, what ball to throw, what speed to throw. I'm sure Watkinson's is going to go right back to his black urethane ball here. There it goes. There's that back end reaction again. It didn't wiggle and go late in the pocket.
Strikes for each to begin the first game of this decisive final match.
The one thing that's different about these bowlers now is they warmed up on that other pair 5 minutes. So there was 5 more minutes of bowling on 61 and 2 versus this one. They came over and it's purely fresh.
Completely. Watkinson for his second frame on the left side. And winds up with 9.
Good shot, though. Good way to start the match. Under control, good shot.
Watkinson, at his peak, he bowled 7 straight strikes in the first game of the last match. At his valley, he left the second frame open and never recovered in the third game.
Very good shot.
Gets the spare here, and so now Peepo will take his second and third. Peepo goes real wide and brings it back for the strike.
Good eye, Nate. That was wide. Ball came way back.
That was very similar to a critical strike that Shauna Rogers had over on the girls' side.
Yes.
Back-to-back strikes for Peepo. Peepo from Miami Palmetto High School.
Not quite as wide on that shot.
Winds up with a split and a very tough spare to try and pick up here.
That ball was thrown a little softer than the other balls, and the ball got into a roll a little bit early, more physical than where he was lined up. It just didn't make a good shot.
Leaves the third frame open. Watkinson for his fourth frame on the right lane. Got them all.
There's that mowing them down ball again right there.
That's exactly the sort of mental answer you want to your opponent's open frame.
Absolutely. Pretty similar location on the lane. They're both playing around the 7th board, throwing it to the right, and they have a lot of room to the right. Where John's advantage is that he has a little bit room to the left because of his ball speed, and he can still carry with all that power. There it is.
There's that power again.
Yeah. That power gets negated when you have oil that carries into the back end, because all of a sudden the ball doesn't meet up with the friction anymore. It skips on that oil. It's a big shot coming after an open. Let's see where he comes. You got to come right back.
Connor Pipo's 4th frame. Goes out wide again, and he seems more comfortable here on the right lane than the left lane.
Yeah, he does.
Back-to-back times on this lane, strong, confident, not afraid to go out wide and bring it back. You know, it's much softer here on the left lane his last time over.
He can trust in that speed now. That ball's going to recover.
Found it that time. Came out wide and was able to pick up a strike on the left lane.
Excellent comeback. Very good comeback. This is when you can let the action speak for itself right here. Big John's going to come up, see if he's got the answer.
Frame 5 for John Watkinson from Bayside. He lets that strike speak.
That's a very good shot. He's in the zone, too. You can tell.
Strikes on 4 of the first 5 frames.
The one he missed was a solid 10 on this left lane. If I were those pins, I'd be afraid of that thing coming at me.
Frame 6 for Watkinson as he brings the hammer again. Boom. Four in a row, 5 of the first 6 for strikes, no open frames. Pipo has replicated the same shot 3 consecutive times.
These young men have bright futures, don't they?
Absolutely.
This high school bowling program has a lot of future, too. It's really, really picked up. I really enjoy watching this.
Pipo's 7th frame on the left side.
That's wide. And it came back strong.
Strong enough to get a 9, and should have an easy spare to pick up here. But Watkinson now firmly in control with 4 frames remaining. Spare completed by Pipo.
.280 is possible for Watkinson to 245 over here on Pipo. Let's see, 85, yeah, 245 max, 280 max.
Watkinson's 7th frame, right side.
Very good shot.
Every one of them. Had 7 straight strikes in the first game of the last match. He's now at 5 consecutive here in the 7th frame of this one.
He likes the fresh, we would say. He likes them when they're fresh.
Here he comes with his 8th frame.
Got it in a little bit. Oh, got away with it.
Still got them all.
Got away with it. Got that ball a little left early, and it held the pocket, and with that power, it just barreled out the 10-pin.
Pipo's 8th frame.
Ooh, that's wide. That's the one.
A lot of hook there.
Yeah.
To clear him out.
Now this 63, when it starts to hook, it hooks a little bit sooner and a little stronger than the right lane. So he's got to keep his speed up on this lane. And that's being critical because he needs to strike on this ball. There you go.
Able to find it that time.
Got that ball in the oil a little bit and it held pocket. Good shot.
So now Watkinson for his 9th and 10th. Riding a wave of 6 consecutive strikes.
He's going at a 240 plus pace, and the best Pipo can do is 245. So he needs to just keep the pressure on right now.
Gets that late break to get all 10.
Yeah.
For the second time in the championship round, 7 consecutive strikes for Watkinson. Unfortunately for him, he was unable to string those into the same match.
Yeah. It gets a good count on the first ball. The first match is over. There you go.
Watkinson finishes with a chance here to strike all the way out from the 3rd frame on.
For 280.
Finishes up here on the left side.
Bowling's not an easy game, and to shoot 280, that's pretty strong.
I could probably be out here all day and not shoot a 280.
Well, maybe if we add all the games up together.
That's what I meant. Picks up 9 here.
269 with a spare. And the opponent can go out for 245. That's not too bad either. This is why this is for the high school championship of Florida right here.
2 really strong performers. But for the second time today, Watkinson will be 1 game away from clinching the state championship. People will need to win 2 in a row.
Right back in the same spot. 268, good game. If you're going to miss it, there's the time to miss it right there. Didn't cost you a thing.
Pipo to play his 10th frame.
See how wide we go here. See if he's experimenting with anything. There you go.
He has absolutely had just the perfect touch throughout here on lane 64.
Yeah. That one shot where he got a little soft on the left lane cost him. Still might not have won. 268's pretty strong. But if he strikes in that frame, he would be bowling right now to throw a strike to win the game if he would have struck in that 3rd frame. Got that one in a little bit. Going to go light, yeah.
He has 64 solved. It's just a matter of keeping this velocity up over on the left side.
Yes. If you're going to throw it that wide on a lane that hooks the ball a lot out there, You got to keep the speed up to keep the ball going down the lane farther before it starts that break. They know that, and they're doing a great job with it. That's in. That's way in there. And right solid in the pocket.
And he wound up throwing 10 strikes. Still winds up 268, 245.
Yeah. 7 strikes to 8 strikes, and the 8 strikes won because they were consecutively together.
Watkinson seizes the first game, and we'll step aside for a commercial. You're watching the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championship on Bowl TV.
Can he keep this roll going? You better believe it. Front 7, front 8. 9 straight for Solomon. How about 10? Yeah! That's got a hold. And here he goes for the 300. Solomon! Seven pin stand. He finishes with a 299.
Welcome back to the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championship. John Watkinson picking up where he left off. Big strike to open this potentially decisive second game of the second match between Watkinson and Peepo.
Peepo had 10 strikes last game.
10 strikes.
10 strikes.
Wasn't good enough.
Watkinson only had 8.
When you string them all together in a row, adds up quick, real wide by Peepo, and he has just mastered lane 64. It's been a strike every time on it.
Yeah.
Now here's the question, is can he keep the speed up to adjust to the difference on 63?
Oh, it held the pocket. Oh.
Wasn't able to get it quite as wide as he did on 64,
Exactly, yeah.
but still got the trajectory he needed for a second straight strike.
That's his option on that lane. If he doesn't go wide, he can make a little straighter shot on that lane, and that's exactly what happened there. But it tried to creep up there and leave a 4-pin. As a bowler, when you see that, you're going to make a slight adjustment the next time you get up there.
Watkinson up for his second frame.
Oh, you got that ball left.
Got them all. For the latest official news about the Florida high school sports, for all Florida high school sports, including the up-to-date brackets for this 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships, visit FHSAA.org, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association. The girls' championship was wrapped up and a bow tied on it pretty quickly as Shauna Rogers seized a straight games victory over Grace Brigham. John Watkinson being pushed by Connor Peepo. Watkinson gets 9 there.
Got that ball left. When he gets that ball left, anybody can't get it to hook through that stuff, even that power. He might have missed it a little bit off his hand too, because he's got so much power. It brings it back. Be careful, make the spare here. There you go.
A reminder that we will have the team championships later tonight here on Bowl TV, both boys and girls Baker bracket style. Boardwalk Bowl will be exploding with that environment. Here's Peepo.
Oh, we got it left. Look at that, right?
And Peepo just remains perfect on 64. Feels like he could roll 64 blindfolded.
Exactly. That little opening he has right there might be his opportunity here to get right back in it and just keep striking.
Fourth frame now, over to 63 on the left side. looking to answer Watkinson's third frame spare with back-to-back strikes. Gets out wide. Leaves the 10-pin up.
Quickly to his spare ball. Taking care of business here.
Gets it easy as can be.
As a bowler, as an athlete here, you start recognizing when does the lane start transitioning, and when you see your ball hit like that, where it didn't quite hit with power, there's something going on with a little bit of oil carry down, which is perfectly normal. That happens to every lane and everywhere. That's why these guys are so good, and girls, because they make the adjustment.
Watkinson's fourth frame. 10-pin stays up for him.
There you go. The pins are kind of dictating and telling you what's going on sometimes. I don't think it's going to affect him as much on this pair of lanes as it did the other because of the 5-minute practice, but they're starting to transition a little bit right now. Like the board starts lighting up with 9s here instead of X's.
Second ball on the fourth frame.
Nailed that one, huh?
Takes care of the spare. Back-to-back spares for Watkinson. Pipo trying to push this thing the distance. Watkinson up for his fifth frame.
Down 11.
Put plenty of power behind that.
Good shot. Good comeback.
Watkinson cleans all 10. So here's Pipo's fifth frame on a lane that he has mastered.
You know,
another.
That's a good point that he hasn't missed on 64 yet, and he finishes this match on 63. So it's time to not miss 63 also. Let's see what he does. He left a flat 10, we call it, on the last shot on this lane. Needs to get that ball out wide where the big hook area is, but keep the speed up when you do it. Shit. Got to get that ball out to the right and get it wide on that lane right now.
Pivotal spare here.
Maintain 11-pin lead going into the 7th frame. Good shot.
Picks up the spare by knocking down a pair. And so now Watkinson up for his 6th and 7th frames. Had a strike in the 5th. Nine.
Yeah, that ball's just not getting up. It looks good, but there's reasons you do that. There's reasons you leave solid 10s. No fun. You got to pick them up, but it's just get a little bit wider and turn that corner. Plus, this is for the championship, so you might have a little bit more anxiety going on inside of you right now too.
Gets the spare.
A lot of confidence in that shot.
7th frame now.
Ooh, he got that ball left. Got away with it. Ball didn't go through the nose. Down by 12. Important to make this spare. It's interesting how he shoots the spare too on this 4-pin. He'll let that ball go wide and hook over to it. It's like trusting a putt, I guess. You got to trust it out there and let it roll back.
Brings it a long way back there for a single pin.
Different schools of thought. You can throw it straight at it, not give away the pin, so to speak, keep it on track, or use the lane pattern that they've given you with all the oil in the middle and that dry area to the right. You just hook around it.
So here's Pipo for his 7th frame.
Hasn't missed yet. Are we going to jinx him? He loves this lane.
Oh, my goodness. All those strikes, and he leaves a 7-10 up.
It can be made. You got to pinch that pin into the corner with having it ricochet off the ball, and then it can come back out. Oh, we threw it in the gutter.
Doesn't get either, and this is the first open frame for either side, and now Watkinson has the door open back up to potentially clinch the state championship here in this second game.
What's really important there is that he got one of the 2 pins because it was impossible, really, to make that spare. Very low chance of making it, but now he's 2 pins down versus 1 pin down, and it only takes 1 pin to make a difference, so we'll see if he can catch it back up.
8th frame. The 10 stays flat. Pipo gets the spare. Watkinson up for his 8th frame.
Yeah, the reason that 1 pin is so important here, he's been getting 9 counts a lot here lately. And if he gets 9 on this, we would have had a tie game instead of a 1 pin game.
Another 9.
Who is going to perform in the 9th and 10th? We say that all the time, and here it is. 1 pin difference going into the 9th and 10th. We're assuming that he makes this spare, which I think he'll do it.
For the spare.
Cross country here. There you go.
Tucks it away with that big hook.
Yep.
So here we go. A 1-pin advantage for Watkinson, who can clinch a state championship in this game. 9th frame.
This goes a long way, this ball right here, because he can't not get shut out if he throws this strike. If he gets a spare, he can get shut out. Solid 9. Did we mention there was that 1 pin difference? We're now tied.
Well, now once again, need to finish the spare.
Yep. He doesn't go coast to coast on this. He's going to use oil in the center. He's going to throw it to the right of the pin just a little bit. And just clip it up right there. There you go.
Connor Pipo.
Come on, I haven't missed this lane but one time, and you want to get it now.
Ninth frame on the way.
Now the ball's just quitting on the end now on him. It's hard to get strikes when that ball stops. Like I said, we just started lighting the board up with all these 9s now. And a 7-10. That's always an indication. Take your time, make the spare. You're only 1 pin down. Here we go, the coast to coasters. I love it.
So now Pipo's 10th frame.
He hasn't performed real well in this lane, and a lot of times when you need 3 strikes in the 10th, you forget even where you are and you're just going to go do it. There's no time to be playing at games here. Just put them in there.
9.
Yeah. There's still a shot. Just make it. Be patient here.
Gets the spare, has one more ball. And then Watkinson will be up to try and clinch a state championship.
It doesn't get any better than that. The last shot, it's in your hand and in your control.
Nine on the last ball for Pipo. 2:02.
Watkinson needs 9 on the first ball. Then pick it up and get a good count. $18 pins he needs in the 10th frame. There's only 10 of them up there. Oh, he yanked it a mile.
Gets them all still.
That's pressure, Nate, right there. Live in action right there. Now all he needs is 7 and 2 balls, or 8 and 2 balls.
Chance to clinch it here.
This is when you don't want to throw it close to the gutter. Here, you can yank it up there and get 8 for.
John Watkinson from the Bayside Bears.
Hit the first arrow.
On its way for a championship. Watkinson with one more ball, and once again, this is the proverbial victory lap.
2:15 possible.
Still takes his time, wants the best one possible. And now he can celebrate. Cleans them out. John Watkinson, state champion.
What a great performance by both of them. That's competition right there at its best.
Watkinson takes the first game 268-245, second game 215-202, and after being denied the state championship in the first match of the championship round, able to pick it up here in the second match. So John Watkinson and Shauna Rogers are our state champions. On the individual side for the 2019 FHSAA championship, we will have the team championship coming up later on this evening, right around 6 o'clock. Palmer Falgren and myself, Nate March, will be back with you. Until then, thank you for tuning in to the 2019 FHSAA Bowling Championships on Bowl TV.
Class for Jose, and now big 9-frame shot. Get out of there.
Look at that. Great shot there by Josie.
Got to jump on this opportunity. Looking for 3 in a row for the Midwest team. Bang, there it is.
Avoid the gutter ball and you got yourself a major. And And it stays that way.
Have your knees flexed and bent. Support that kind of grip pressure with that kind of sharp edge to it.
Greatest performance in the history of the Masters right here from the youngest kid ever. So.
Shannon's going to keep pace here. And she will set a frame strike.